Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. We've got to talk about the brand new Ultimate Team of the Season and TOTS Award Winners promo that EA just dropped, and why they've missed a huge opportunity to make this promo even better. As we all know, Ultimate Team of the Season is based around the best players from the top 5 leagues getting re-released back into packs, but there's one thing that EA did not do yesterday, and I think it's a big mistake. We're going to talk about that and more in today's video. If you're excited for it, drop a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. Before we talk about what could have been better, let's cover what we actually got, starting with objectives. We have a lot of content and objectives as of yesterday, with specifically a lot of XP that we have to go and get. First of all, an end of an era card in objectives, the James Milner, and man, this is a decent card, and also it's so nice that we can get these objectives done in Rivals and Foot Champions. Having 3 players in my team, I guess having 3 players from Liverpool in my team now, I just noticed that I'm getting progress on this, but 3 Premier League players is what I was thinking. Having those requirements in my squad already, I'm starting to get this done through a couple games of Foot Champs, which is so nice to do. This card, not bad. It really reminds me of that Bruno Guimaraes Team of the Season card that we had earlier in Prem Tots. Medium high work rates, 4-star, 4-star, right back and left back alternate positions, which is pretty cool, and a definitely deserved end of an era card for Milner. A really easy grind, nice to get done. We have a cup as well, but we do not have an Ultimate Tots guaranteed pack as the final reward for the cup. That probably would have been too OP and too good, but we were still expecting and hoping for that to happen, but it does not happen. The one thing I like about this cup is you can kind of put together a very interesting squad, right? You don't have to use one league. The cup requirement is minimum 5 leagues, and it's max chemistry game mode, so you can pick any players from any of the TOTS squads that you enjoyed, put them in your team. They don't even have to be on chemistry, and they will be on full chemistry in that game mode. So that's kind of nice there. Make sure you play 5 games to get 250 XP, and make sure you get this first objective done to get 750 XP from Milner. And then we also have way more XP available from the Ultimate TOTS objective. This is not going to go away until the end of the season. It's here. There's no timer. It's here for 40 days, right, until the season ends. And there's a huge group reward here. You can see 2,000 XP. That's one of the things I've noticed in this weekly objective. And under the Ultimate TOTS objective, really big group rewards. So it's very key, it looks like, through the beginning of the season that we're getting all of the XP possible by making sure that you look at the group rewards as well and completing all of these different challenges in here while the time that it's out, so that you get as much XP as possible. Now, I've also heard that maybe some people that have EA Play have already gotten all the objectives done and gotten to level 10 and already claimed either Thiago Silva or the 85 times 10, and that seems crazy to me. But definitely, if you don't have EA Play, which most of us probably do not, you're not even close to that yet. So keep grinding through the objectives, keep leveling up. We're probably going to have a slower roll of XP throughout the rest of this week since we got so much kind of released already. I feel like it's going to roll out slower throughout the rest of this week. So chip away at those and get that XP building up to progress in seasons. Now, our SBC content yesterday was not that crazy, but it was still pretty good. Now, we had a big name player dropped, and that's where the hype is with this end of an era Roberto Firmino SBC. I did it because I had a lot of fodder and some packs saved up, and I think EA knew that that was where a lot of people's clubs was going to be at yesterday, which is why they dropped this Firmino at the price that they did. It's a nice card. It doesn't have the 5-star 5-star like we maybe were hoping. And the price point here, it's a little bit steep for this card. I would have loved it if this Firmino was 5-star, 5-star, and actually had a little bit bigger of a stat boost. As I take a look at this card, the price of it's actually down a little bit right now, 475,000 coins, as fodder has dropped off from where it was. He's got a really big thumbs up percentage and a really big upvote percentage in the SBC section. But if you compare this to his Road to the Final card, he got a massive defense and a massive shooting boost, but only +1 to dribbling, passing, and physical. I wish they would have given him 90 passing and maybe just a little bit more physical as well, and also given him that 5-star 5-star. But this feels more of an attacking like Firmino. Even though he does have high work rates, he is pretty good in game. He's very fun to use, and like I said, pretty craftable. And with these end of an era cards, it's kind of got that emotional tax too, right? Because this might be, or probably will be, your last Firmino card of the year, and probably your last Firmino card that you will be able to see with that Liverpool team designation as his time there is coming to an end. So kind of more emotional tax on that one, maybe a little bit of Premier League tax as well. Not a bad SBC, but it gives us a little bit of hope for more of those end of an era cards to come. We'll take a look at that later in the video as well. And then, of course, we've got all these cards in packs, right? With the Ultimate TOTS cards, also along with that, the Team of the Season award winners with, of course, which are, as expected, the exact same stats and the exact same dynamic image and basically everything to the Team of the Season cards that they had already had in this game. Now, this Ultimate TOTS, in my opinion, has one glaring weakness, and that weakness is, where are the TOTS Moments cards, EA Sports? Where is the Neymar? Where is the Ronaldo? There was even a couple of leaks earlier on. Now, you, of course, know those leaks were now fraudulent and not true, but there were even a couple of leaks saying that Cristiano Ronaldo was going to be in this Ultimate Team of the Season. But we saw yesterday, of course, the list of these players that are going to get released, and Ronaldo, none of those TOTS Moments were in it, and those prices on the market started to fly right away. That was one of the biggest market movements that we had straight away yesterday, was the TOTS Moments cards that were not getting re-released into packs. People went back out to the market and started to buy those. Neymar, Renato Sanchez, Heung-min Son, Rafael Varane, Mane, right? That would have been this, that would have made this Ultimate Team of the Season just a little bit better, is if some of those guys were included in this as well, because these still are some of the most cracked cards to get in Team of the Season. But the way EA wanted to do it, they wanted to actually just give out the Team of the Season players and not the Team of the Season moments. So it would have been nice to have those, but unfortunately, we do not. And like we said, all of those TOTS Moments cards exploded yesterday in price, but I'm still a little bit worried about the rest of the market. And with the TOTS Ultimate cards that are in packs, it's kind of hard to keep kind of straight and keep track of who is in packs, because the only thing we really have is this picture on the loading screen, which is also shown here in the game. We don't have an actual like squad on Footbin. As I look at Footbin right now, they have not made a way for all of these squads to be kind of put together into an Ultimate TOTS squad. I'm hoping that they go ahead and do that, but right now it's still split up between all of the different leagues. So if you're trying to look for like a list of who is all in packs, the best thing I can direct you to is this right here on the transfers tab. You've got the picture of all the cards that are in packs right now, and it is a good team. It is basically all the big names that we expected to see, and boy, are their prices moving, right? A lot of them went up, and we're going to talk about this a little bit later in the video. A lot of these cards actually went up a little bit, even though some of them are, you know, in packs for Ultimate Team of the Season. Some of those cards started to go up even after they were getting packed yesterday, because people were going out, and with the pack weight on these cards being a bit unfortunate, right? I mean, it's tough to pack a Vinny Jr. or a Benzema or a Musiala or a Rafael Leao, as it always is, which is kind of expected, right? We expected these cards to be tough to pack, but as people opened their packs yesterday, didn't get much or didn't get anything, they went back out to the market to buy these cards. A lot of stuff was low, and then it skyrocketed. We had a huge, massive market rise yesterday on so many cards in this market, and now it's all coming back down. We'll cover that a little bit more later, but first, the big market rise. Look at Osimhen. He went from 2.2 down to 2.1 right after the content drop, and then exploded to 2.7 million coins, and now look where he is, back down to 2.2. So crazy movements on the market yesterday. Even with the cards that were in packs, they even went up for that bubble that we kind of see every Friday now during Team of the Season, of when the weekend league starts and everybody is going out and playing those games. Now, the TOTS Award Winner cards, right? This is where I think EA made their mistake. It was as expected, right? We expected these guys to be the same rating and the same overall, the same everything as their Team of the Season cards, right? We are not let down by our expectations being set here, but if EA would have upgraded these cards, it would have made this Award Winners promo part of it so much better. Just imagine if we had a 97 rated Nkunku or a 98 rated Lewandowski, because right now it's just like, okay, EA, you just added a second card into packs for the exact same player that it was already in packs. It's just a different card design, and you made them virtually impossible to find on the market because this card design is not actually searchable in the menus at this time. And of course, these cards are even more expensive than the TOTS versions because they are brand new and they are rare. Like this Nkunku is selling for 3.5 million coins right now, whereas the TOTS Nkunku is 3 million coins, right? Of course, that is in packs. as is this award winner item. So that's the most confusing part yesterday for me about this is why couldn't EA just have upgraded these purple cards and made them a little bit better to draw a little bit additional hype? Yes, of course, they wouldn't be the cards that are in weekend league rewards. Yes, of course, it may mean that some of these cards, would have not gotten a later upgraded version during shapeshifters or summer heat during the end of this year. But what's the hurt of a simple +1 on a Jude Bellingham to make him a 98, or a Haaland to make him a 98 as well? And even with this, with the leaks that we had yesterday, we thought we were getting 15 of these award winner cards, but we are only seeing 8. And really what it is I read the message that was in game once again, and it wasn't a player from each of the top 5 leagues, 3 different players. It wasn't 3 from each top 5 league. It was each league is represented by one of these 3 things, with a couple leagues getting multiple players like Lewandowski and Ter Stegen both being in, Bellingham and Nkunku both from the Bundesliga. So that is kind of the situation with these cards, and that is kind of the unfortunate, I guess, aspect of this award winners promo. These cards just don't make sense, and it's just like, hey, you just copy and paste it and put a new card design on the card, and now there we are. So I just don't know what harm it would have caused if EA would have gave a +1 to those moments cards, or to these award winner cards. It would have been a lot better. Now, with that being said, once again, with the way content looked yesterday, this was my worry earlier this week. We talked about it in last night's video as well. I was worried that content would just seem like an L, and that the market would go roaring back and prices would go crazy high, and that would set up this market for a lot of coin loss, and a lot of people will be losing coins later on this next week, heading into the next promo and all that sort of stuff. And I think that is starting to happen already. Take a look at some of the prices that are right now on this game. I'll show you my transfer list, right? Because we made a ton of coins yesterday, just specifically trading those out of packs cards as people were going back, buying teams on the market from the panic that we saw last week. And with the cards that were in packs being very, very difficult to pack, you saw prices go crazy high. I bought this Rodrigo for 1.1 million coins. Got really lucky with a lazy sale at 1.6 mil as he was spiking up. He was a very, very rare card. He went from 1.1 to 1.6, but I think is now like 1.3. I bought 2 Bernardo Silvas, one under 900K and one at 940. Sold for big profit there. I bought this Militao at 700K, and I'm not just here to flex my profits, right? I know a lot of you guys bought cards for your teams yesterday, right when we saw the content yesterday and we saw everything going on stream. We were talking about, hey guys, some of these prices for right now are going to be as low as it gets, and a lot of them are going to go up. Now, I was very careful with the ultimate TOTS cards that are in packs, and I'm glad that I was careful and really didn't buy any of them yesterday, because right now these cards, as we head into Saturday morning today on this game, they are getting demolished, guys, and people are selling these cards as they played their weekend league, and they're opening packs and maybe packing some of these cards, right? Because even a couple hours after weekend league opens, people get their games done right away now on Fridays. With the way that this goes, that's kind of supplying these cards on the market. Even though the pack weight's not that amazing, they're still getting supplied. Look at this Musiala. Somebody just packed it, listed it up on the market. The real thing that is impacting these cards, though, is people have played their games and now they are selling. We kind of had the spike, and now we're having the big time drop on a lot of these prices. Musiala, since we're looking at him right now, he's 1.18. That's the lowest that he has been. Yesterday he was 1.6, went down to 1.3 right away when he got released, went all the way back to 1.6 almost, but look at how much he is down right now. We have card prices dropping like crazy, and you know part of why this is the weekend league rewards, guys, are cracked as well. I mean, this is a fat W that EA are putting all these ultimate TOTS cards into rewards, and that we don't have eFigs specific picks. I want to show you guys this. This is Nepenthes' tweet from a couple hours ago saying, guys, show me your rewards. Scroll under this tweet and look at some of the reds you see. All right, this one, Klaus and Ter Stegen, that's the bottom. That's basically as bad as it gets. But look at some of these rewards. This guy got Vinny and Kavicha from, that looks like 11 win rewards. We've got a Teo Hernandez right here. Get used to seeing a lot of him in rewards, right? We've got another Teo Hernandez and a Lewandowski, W rewards. We've got another Teo Hernandez and a De Bruyne, W rewards. Look at this red pick. Mbappe and Vinny in the same red pick, 4-option pick there. That's huge. This pick right here, you've got a KDB. You keep scrolling down the list, and guys, the replies to this tweet and what I'm seeing all over Twitter is insane. The pack weight, since the player pool is such just a player pool of a lot of insane players. Look at that red Rashford, Saliba in a player pick as well. Another player pick with KDB and Teo Hernandez. Guys, these rewards are crazy. Look at this. Benzema and Rafael Leao in reds. Like, that's incredible for 11 wins, man. So all I'm saying is this might be the best ever weekend league to grind out your best finish possible. It's probably going to be one of the most sweaty weekend leagues as well. But the rewards with the player pool that we have, so many great players out there, even at 11 wins, you're getting a 1 of 3 player pick, right? I mean, you really only have like 4 or 5 cards in this team. Ter Stegen, Klaus, Fofana, Saliba, and Frimpong. 5 cards. If you get anybody else other than that, you're looking at a card that's at least a couple 100,000 coins. I think Lewandowski might be one of the next cheapest cards after you got the kind of the bottom 5 of those cheap cards. So with these rewards that we have, it's a big W. I would really kind of stress it to you guys. If you can get the best weekend league finish that you possibly can, go ahead and do that. I've also started off with 1 wins and 2 losses, so I'm not on the great start myself. But that is partially why we saw all those Teo Hernandez, right? Teo Hernandez has been like 800,000 coins. He is absolutely getting destroyed right now in price because you have the same combination here of he's in packs, getting supplied, and he's getting packed in weekend league rewards. So if people have the tradable version in their team already, they're selling that one. It creates less market demand for this card. And that is why I am worried for a lot of the rest of not these cards, but the ultimate team of the season players, guys like Kavicha, guys like, Frimpong and Saliba on that low tier, they've already been demolished, right? But Pedri was 1 million coins yesterday, and he is now 690K. These guys are getting demolished, man. We knew this was going to happen, but this is where the real kind of potential to hurt the rest of the market starts to begin. Is some of these guys that are not in packs, like maybe it's a TOTS Moments Varane or a TOTS Moments, all these different versions of TOTS Moments cards that are not in packs. Well, when people start to see that these ultimate TOTS cards that are in packs are going down so much in price, it's going to start to bring the rest of the market down with it. And that's why I'm kind of worried for even cards that are not in packs right now. Some Team of the Year cards, like this Rodrigo yesterday that you can see here, went from 1.1 and is now 1.3 mil. I'm not saying all these card prices are going to just, die and they're going to drop a ton in the next day or 2 days. But I just think over the course of this next week, a lot of the rest of the market is going to have to drop in value because these new cards that are in packs, or not the new cards, but the re-released Ultimate TOTS cards are just going to be losing value. And a lot of people are losing coins on this game as well. With all the SBCs that we had yesterday, all of the fodder prices that we saw go crazy high. Think about how many coins EA were taken away from people's accounts. The Flash SBC yesterday was an 85 times 5. All of your 84s were like 6,000 coins yesterday at their peak, and they're dropping off like crazy now as people are opening their rewards, and that Flash SBC has gone away. This is the normal thing we see with fodder, but that Flash SBC was like 100,000 coins to do from scratch. I know my club was already in the mud before that. I think a lot of coins were drained off this game yesterday, and a lot of people lost coins with the dropping prices on the cards that are maybe in packs. And at the same time, we got daily player SBCs for end of an era cards coming out. So kind of transitioning and looking forward into Saturday, how are we feeling, right? If you have cards in your team, you can hold on to them if you want to, but just realize that there might be some price drops upcoming in the next week, or especially if you're finishing your weekend league. Ooh, they gave Chiesa a dynamic. Hey, that's not too bad of a dynamic right there. Too bad you couldn't update the 5-star skills or weak foot as well as a dynamic. But looking through kind of the market for the rest of this weekend, you can hold on to a card if you want. It's the end game, guys. Use the team that you want to use and have fun with the cards that you want to use. But I do feel like prices are probably going to slide. And for fodder, this is the point of the weekend where we start to look at investing. And I think that stays the same this week as we head out of team of the season and into what's next. Shapeshifters last year made fodder prices move like crazy. We've got that 90 plus icon player pick that's expiring today. The question is, could it be refreshed today, or will it maybe come back tomorrow? That's going to be the biggest part as we think about today on Saturday and how this market and how this game is going to be impacted. This one right here, this SBC, if it comes back today, that means your 87s, 88s, 89s, that stuff is going to continue to go higher. And if you want to make an investment there, you could. 88s are about 16, 17K, which is up, but it could definitely go higher if that is refreshed today. Honestly, the Saturday icon packs and picks is not super common. If I had to guess, I think that might come back tomorrow. So you might be able to just do a little bit of a club stock to make sure you're safe on fodder, but then wait for tomorrow to maybe go all in if you want to do that on a fodder investment, because look at 85s are under 8,000 coins again. 84s are in the 3K range. That's a W price. So that's the kind of thing right now that I'm looking at in the market and saying, all right, this is probably the most investable space on this game. The cheapest TOTS cards, I believe, are still up a lot. We are going to have rest of the world TOTS on Sunday. That might bring in a few more fodder TOTS cards, but I doubt that's going to really decrease the price of the team of the season cards on the market. Are these wild? 29,000 coins insta selling for all these TOTS cards. Again, for all of you that invested like we did and talked about this last week, we are holding the line. We are waiting for those to go up even further. And again, it's going to take icon SBCs and more player SBC requirements for those cards to keep going up. But like we saw in Firmino, there was a TOTS requirement, so that kind of investment could keep going up there as well. Now, speaking of SBCs today on Saturday, right? Saturdays are usually, it wasn't last week, but usually pretty quiet days in terms of content as well. We've got three other end of an era SBCs that could be dropped today. EA, again, I'll say this, there's nothing in this game that said yesterday that an end of an era daily SBC was going to be happening. So that was the leak, right? That we're going to get daily end of an era SBCs. We hope that's the case. We have three other cards that have been leaked. Of course, the Busquets, of course, the Jonas Hector, and now we have a leak for Marco Asensio, not Benzema from Real Madrid. It looks like we're getting a Marco Asensio. That doesn't throw Benzema out the window for a potential SBC. I feel like Benzema is the least likely out of like all of these cards that we've been talking about for an end of an era. But this could be an SBC we see soon. So could these two between Busquets and Hector. So no Zlatan leak yet, but I would not be surprised if we saw one of those today. But for all of these, are they really going to be massive, like market moving SBCs? I mean, if Busquets has insane pace, or if Asensio has like 5-star skills and 5-star weak foot and a really big boost, would they maybe move the market? Absolutely. But for the most part, I think it might be a quieter day today on Saturday, with that being said. So that's kind of what I'm expecting today on this game. And I would be a little bit careful of the prices on the market. Once again, this is probably a time on the market where you're going to see a lot of fluctuation. So if you're going to time it and time it well, you could make a lot of coins here. But especially with these award winner cards, they're very rare, right? But this Lewandowski, the award winner, is like 280K, 275, 280 for this version of the card, when his regular team of the season card, which is the exact same version, of course, same stats, same everything, just a different card design, I believe is 240K on the market. So would you really want to pay 40K more for one of these award winner cards just because it's purple and not blue? Maybe. So, maybe trade with these if you're feeling a little bit risky, and continue to watch your other cards that fluctuated up and down yesterday on the market. This Rabo went up to like 300,000 coins after being 200K. He went up a lot. If he's down back here, he's like 250K at the moment. If he goes too much lower than this, I might see if he could go back up today. That's the sort of thing I'll be trying to trade with right now in this game if you're trying to make a few coins. And of course, always out of pack special cards on bids. But yesterday was a crazy day of making a lot of coins. I know a lot of you guys made some really good buys for your team. Enjoy those cards. Enjoy the weekend league. Get the best finish you can. And good luck in those rewards, because they do look pretty cracked. And I'm going to go play some games right now myself. So thanks for watching the video today, guys. I appreciate all the support and the love on the videos. And if you're enjoying FIFA and if you enjoyed this video, drop a thumbs up on this one. And of course, subscribe if you're new. Comment down below if you packed anything sick yesterday. And of course, always tweet me. Link down below in the comments in the description if you pack anything sick. I love to see that sort of stuff. So that's going to be the video for today, guys. I'll see you in the video tomorrow. It's been TheFutAccountant. Catch you guys there. Peace out.